Hello everyone, Joy over here. Thanks for joining me on your mats for some yoga. Um, Today's flow will be a little bit different, so it's going to be more of a slow flow as I'm dealing with a little injury, and but you're still gonna get a little, build some heat, be challenged. But we're gonna focus today on hips, so outer hips, some hip flexors, and also a little bit of the IT band here. All right, so we're gonna start on our backs. So just come down to your back, and you can just take the knees to touch here. For now, just release the low back a little bit. Let the shoulder blades rest on the floor and start to bring awareness to your inhales and exhales. As you inhale, notice the belly expanding, the ribs. As you exhale, as you slowly squeeze the air out, and again, breathe in and breathe out. One more time, inhale and exhale. Start to windshield wipe your legs. Just moving a little bit from side to side. Next time your knees fall to the right, you can just let them hang there a little bit. You can shift your gaze to the left. You can even cactus your arms or open to a T. One more breath here. And come back to center. Take a big breath in. And exhale, switch sides. One more time. You're going to come back to center slowly. Now, we're going to take a figure 4 here, reclined pigeon pose. So maybe this is where you stop today, right? This is very gentle, very accessible. Or you could be like, okay, I want a little bit more. And you take the left foot off the floor. You can lace the fingers here behind your left leg. Flex the toes on your right foot. Maybe roll your left ankle. And if you also want to get a little bit of a stretch in the back of the left leg, you can do that. But remember, we want to press the right knee away from us and at the same time bring the left leg a little bit closer. So I use my elbow forearm a little bit. Let's take 2 more mindful breaths here. Maybe scan the body. Good, and then from here, just slide your right leg on top of the left. So I'm stacking my knees here. So think of your feet going east and west, and you can grab your shin, ankle, whatever is available to you. Braid here. And slowly release. Now catch the right foot. Take a little half happy baby. So you can keep that left leg extended, or you can bend the left knee. See what works for you right now. Again, the shoulders stay relaxed on the floor. And then slowly release. All right, let's again rock those legs from side to side. And now we're gonna go into the left side. So we can maybe just stack that left ankle here. We have 5 slow breaths. So see where you are. So this side is a little bit more challenging for me. So I'm just still gonna take my right foot off of the floor, but I'm gonna hold here into my shin, and I'm using that left elbow to press my knee away. Again, you can extend that leg as well. I'm definitely feeling this in my low back a little bit, the outer hip, and even my IT band. Two more. And then let's slide that left knee on top here, grabbing the shins, ankles, anything that you can reach for. So this is a reclined Gomukhasana. We normally do this pose seated, but this is also an easier way to access this pose, right? It's more accessible this way. Relax a bit more into the upper body. Soften the breath a little bit more. And release. Catch the left foot, shin, ankle. Go into the half happy baby. And then release. All right, friends, good work. So now we're gonna do a little bit of core here since we're on the ground. So just build a little heat. We're gonna do a few rounds, different core work here. So first, let's just step our feet about hip width apart, parallel to each other. We're gonna move our hips and arms at the same time. So the arms are gonna come overhead when you lift your hips, okay? So remember, you want to connect your breath. Let your breath guide you here. So we're going to inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly for 2, 3, 4. All right, as I move here, think as if you're moving one vertebrae at a time. So you really want to move from the core. I'm going to do this 2 more times. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Last one at your own pace. Very nice. Now we're gonna turn those toes out. This is actually gonna feel a little bit more into the outer glutes here. So you're gonna inhale, lift, exhale, slowly bring those hips down. Again, inhale, exhale. 3 more. Move it slow with control. Final one. Hold it. We're gonna slowly bring on that 2, on that 3, on that 4. Very nice. Shake it out. If you need to rock a little bit here. Now, we're gonna do a few leg lifts here. And you can do both legs at the same time or one leg at a time for a little bit more, it's a little bit more accessible, right? Especially if you feel this in your low back and your low back is coming off the ground, you want to do one leg at a time. I like to place my hands here under the sacrum to make sure that my legs, my low back is glued to the ground. For a little bit more challenge, you can lift to the shoulders and you can slowly lower one leg, bring it back up. Or again, you can move both legs at the same time. Like I said, because I'm doing the little funky low back, SI joint type of thing, I'm going to be mindful here, extra careful with my movements here today. Remember to breathe. Relax the shoulders, the neck. Now, we're all going to lift our shoulders. You're going to tabletop your legs or extend those legs. I'm going to keep my legs in tabletop. So hold it here. Flex those feet, right? Think as if you're pressing a gas pedal here. And just pulse those arms. Pulse. Pulse. Lift the shoulders a little bit higher. Pulse. For 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Now you're just gonna bicycle those legs. So you extend one leg, bend the other knee. Keep moving. You got this, my friends. You can always bring your shoulders back down. The low back stay on the ground. Keep breathing. We're here for 3, 2, 1. All right, good work. I definitely feel the burn, the fire. Breathe in and out through the nose. One more. Breathe in and breathe out. Last one. So this one is going to activate a little bit more new obliques. So again, you can level 1, shoulders down. Level 2, you lift the shoulders. We're going to twist to the right. Keep those legs tabletop. You're just going to move your left leg. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rebend your knee. Exhale. Two more. Last one, we're gonna hold that leg down. Hold, lift your shoulders higher. Pulse that leg. Pulse, pulse. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna go right into the other side so you don't even have time to think about it. All right, set up here, take a big breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. final one. Hold it and pulse. Pulse. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're done with core work. Whew. It's always challenging, but it feels so good. All right. So now we're gonna go into a downward dog here. You can paddle the feet, shake the head yes, no. And then slowly come to a tabletop. From here, you're just gonna step your right foot outside the right hand, coming to that lizard pose. Now turn the right foot out, slightly above 45-degree angle, and roll towards the outer edge of the right foot. So you're gonna feel this a little bit more into that right hip flexor around the groin area, right? Opening the hip a little bit more. Couple more breaths here. Hug the knee in. Now walk your foot towards the midline. We're gonna press those hips back. Breathing into the hamstring. Now you can either walk your foot or take your left hand, slide your foot to the left side of your mat. You're still keeping that long spine. You should feel this a little bit more into the IT band. One more breath. And then take your foot back towards the midline. Bend your knee. Step back to plank, or you can bring your knee to the floor and then slowly lower down. Inhale. You can take a spider cobra. You can take upward dog. Maybe add a little twist. We meet in downward dog. You can pause in child's pose first. And then downward dog. Come back into that tabletop. And then step your left foot. Sorry, I have crazy hair today, friends. I think I dropped my little hair tie. So just hang here into this low lunge here with the hand, this lizard pose, I'm sorry. You can turn that foot out to the side. Right, adding a little bit more sensation here. And then come back to center. We're gonna shift our hips back here into that runner stretch. Just take 3 full breaths here first before we move on to that IT band. Notice where you're feeling sensation right now. And now we slide that foot to the right. Oh yeah. See if you can soften here, soften the edges of the breath. Just really take note, observe where you're feeling this pose. I feel my hamstring, my IT band, and into my low back. You're gonna take the leg back into the midline. You're gonna rebend that left knee, and remember you can go into a tabletop and just flow, or plank, flow. Child's pose or straight into downward dog. Maybe paddle the feet a little bit. And then walk the hands towards your feet. Just hang here. Grab your elbows with opposite hands. Bend your knees generously. Roll the spine to a stand. Good. Now from here, we're gonna do a little standing balancing pose and outer hip stretch. So if you feel that your balance is off, you can come close to a table or a chair, a wall, whatever. Or if you want to just take it easy, right? So we're gonna start with the left knee on top. So bring that knee right above, that ankle right above the knee, and sit on that imaginary chair. So you're plugging that left right hip back, left hip forward, flex the toes, braid. So same pose we did on our backs, right? So now it's just asking a little bit more of your body. Slowly come up. Now just slide that leg over, right? So you have roughly your feet parallel to each other. It doesn't have to be. So now we're gonna, if you wanna add a little bit more, you can open the shoulders at the same time, or you can just take your hands to your hips. I'm gonna open my shoulders. I'm gonna lace my fingers, take a breath in, and then exhale, just fold over the legs. Taking the knuckles away from the spine. You can grab your elbows with opposite hands. Take your hands to your hips, press through the feet, and then slowly come all the way up. Shake it out a little bit. So I always like to remind myself that, you know, yoga is a healing art. So I'm gonna go into the other side. So when you're not feeling 100% right, you don't have to stop moving your body, but you just have to be more aware. Especially when you're dealing with an injury, if you're feeling stressed, anxious, yoga can help with all that. But you just have to be cautious, right? And use yoga to be able to quiet the mind, to use your breath so you can pause and be like, okay, this is enough, this is a bit too much, I could use a little bit more. So there's no need to keep, you know, pushing yourself and judging yourself. Sometimes just a little bit of movement or just a little bit of rest, that's exactly what you need. 2 more breaths here. And then slowly come up. You just slide that leg over. We're gonna fold one more time. So again, you can add that shoulder stretch, or you can just grab your elbows with opposite hands, my friend. So I'm gonna lace my fingers. Big breath in, puff the chest, and then exhale to fold. Slowly take your hands to your hips, come all the way up, and shake it out. A little bit from side to side. Okay. Come to the top of, I'm gonna go back to the top of my mat. You're probably there already. So from here, we're actually gonna go into a little squat malasana. So like I said, because I'm feeling extra tight today and with my hips very cranky, so I'm just gonna step my heels into a blanket or towel. You can step your feet as wide as you need them to go. You can have your feet as wide as your mat, but do have your heels pressing into something. Now try to lift your heart. Use your elbows or arms to press into the knees as the knees hug into your arms. This is great to open the hips, but also to release the low back. One more breath here. Gonna add a little twist. So raise your right arm to the sky, left hand comes to the floor in front of the shin and center. And release. Fold all the way. I'm gonna go back into lizard pose. So step your left foot back. Take that right knee, right foot all the way to the outer edge and that knee away from the armpit. If you need more, you can keep that toe tucked under and lift your back leg. One more breath here. So now you're just gonna walk that foot more towards like the inner, the center of your mat, and you're gonna go into a supported side plank. So lift your hip. You can bring your arm over your ear. One more breath. And then plant your hands, step back into that plank, or bring your knees to the floor. Inhale, take your back bend. Maybe spend another breath here. And then slowly release. Find downward dog. And whatever way that makes sense to you, you're gonna step your left foot outside your left hand. Come into lizard. One more breath here. And then we're gonna turn into that supported side plank. So slide your foot halfway into the mat, lift your hips. One more breath here. And then slowly move through that flow or just press back to downward dog. And then slowly, we're gonna go into a pigeon pose on the right side. So you're gonna slide the right knee behind your right wrist to lengthen through the back leg. So first, friends, take your time to set up the pose here, right? Relax the shoulders, square off the hips, support yourself in any way that you need. You can slide a block or a blanket under. You can come all the way down to your forearms. Breathe here. I have a little guest with me. So just a couple more breaths here. Allow yourself to relax into this pose and breathe a little deeper, right? Especially when it becomes uncomfortable. Good, and then slowly start to walk your hands back from pigeon. Roll towards the right sit bone. And then you're gonna stack the left shin on top of the right. So you can sit on the edge of a blanket here to elevate the hips a little bit more. You can use, I'm gonna place a blanket in between my legs as I have a big gap between my left knee. Flex your feet, sit tall. Maybe if it's available to you, you're gonna fold here. This is as far as I can go today. So remember, often less is more. Just one more. And then slowly walk the hands back. Now we're gonna twist from here. So that bottom leg can stay, that knee can stay bent, right? Or you can extend your bottom leg. I'm gonna twist to our left. Sit nice and tall. And then slowly release your twist. And we're gonna go into pigeon on the left side. So you can go from downward dog, or you could just switch sides here. If you need a blanket again or a block. And then when you find your pose, you can come down to your forearms. And just take 3 more slow, mindful breaths here, in and out through the nose. Last one, friends. Walk your hands back first, and then roll towards the left sit bone. Swing the right leg around. And then we're gonna stack our shins. Big breath in, slow breath out. If you wish to walk the hands forward a little bit more to create a little bit more sensation, that's also available to you. Try to soften, notice where you might be gripping. Relax into the groins. And then walk your hands back. We're gonna take the seated twist. So again, you can hug that left heel in as you sit tall. Make sure both sits bones are touching the floor as you twist to your right. One more. And release. Our final pose here. So bring the soles of your feet to touch. We're gonna go into butterfly, Baddha Konasana. You can round your spine as much as you want. And then just slowly release here. Surrender. Final breath. And walk your hands back. Find your way down to your backs, friends. And give yourself permission to rest in your Shavasana, to integrate, to allow your body to receive all the benefits, and taking the time to thank yourself for showing up today and cultivating a little bit more, self-care, self-love, taking care of yourself. Namaste.